And welcome into PureAdrenaline Sports, everybody. This is John coming at you with this week's MLB Power Rankings. Thank you so much for all the views and watch hours this week during our live streams. Really appreciate that. We have the All-Star break coming up, so we're going to take a few days off as well. Won't be covering the Home Run Derby or the All-Star game, so going to enjoy the days off, start getting ready for the NFL season with some stream stuff as well. We'll be back to Mets coverage on Friday night as they begin the second half of the schedule against the Marlins. So we already got a couple people hopping in here. What is going on, everyone? Keith's here saying love the Phillies emblem across the center of the screen. John knows what's up. Yep. Right now, Phillies. Is anybody going to knock them off that pedestal? Wacky Blocks is here. What's up, Wacky? Waving the Mets flag there in the chat as well. All right, let's see make sure things are working here. All right, 25 through 30 hasn't changed at all, so we'll get in and drop those teams in real quick. Hey, Cam saying good morning, John. Hope things are going well. How are you, Cam? How you been? Unfortunately, did you get any of that weather that moved through? We're still waiting. We're still here, waiting to hear from our buddy C. Lee, who lives just outside the Houston area, and we have not heard from him since the hurricane moved through. All right, there's that. Let's get rid of that. Great to see you. Yeah, he got hit, but not that bad. So, all right, like I said, 25 through 30 hasn't changed. Camp is doing good. Just ready for some fantasy football. Yes, sir. All right, let's jump in here. We wait for some more people to hop in. Coming in at number 30 still is the Chicago White Sox, still the worst team in baseball, 27-70. No poll in the chat today because there's no question who the number one team still is. But we'll be live again today at 1:30 for the Mets and Rockies. Mets looking to finish off the first half of the season with a 6-game home winning streak. The Marlins, the Mets, the team the Mets play coming out of the All-Star break. Marlins coming in at number 29. Only a half game ahead of the Marlins in the standings, the Colorado Rockies. Right now, the Rockies put up a good fight in the first two games against the Mets. Mets got a 3-run homer late yesterday to make it a little bit bigger of a score, 7-3. But Rockies are actually playing well against teams above 500. Only one out of being 30 games under for the season, the Rockies are, I believe, 20-21 against teams that are 500 or better. So they play well against good teams. A team that has completely fallen out of it. They were in the top 15 early on in the season. The Oakland A's. Oakland A's struggling as well. Looks like going to be the last year in Oakland. All right, let's go. Number 26. Team that just can't. I don't know what they're doing out there in Los Angeles, but the Angels are 40-55. So the Angels, none of these teams have moved since last week. And it'll be interesting to see what number 25 does here, if they start selling off some pieces or what they do. Currently 9 games under 500, the Toronto Blue Jays. Very disappointing season for them. So, all right, everybody that is hanging out in the chat, what do you guys think? Any of those teams 25 through 30 that should be higher? We do have 6 people watching. We got 4 likes on the stream already. All right, we'll see what everybody else is doing here. Let's keep going up towards number 20. Once again, the red and green arrows, those are teams that have either dropped or gained at least 3 spots this week. So we only see 1 green arrow and 3 red. So we got some teams dropping. Let me refresh this. For some reason, it got rid of all my stats here. Right now, the Tampa Bay Rays are 1 game under 500, and they dropped 1 spot from last week from 23 to 24. Definitely a disappointing season for the Rays. But we'll see if they can get back to their winning ways in future seasons. I know they already traded one of the relievers, Maton. So we'll see what other pieces they trade off. A team that was 2 weeks ago was in a wild card spot, but have now fallen out, and they've dropped 4 spots this week. The Washington Nationals, currently 8 games under 500. So we'll see. They're going to start trading off some more pieces as well. But a team that's very disappointing this year. 4 games under 500, 4-6 over their last 10. Let's see here. Only in 2 pitching categories are they in the top 20 in 2 pitching categories. 7th in home runs allowed and 19th in strikeouts. So 19th in strikeouts isn't very good, but giving up the 7th fewest home runs. But that's it. Their offense has been struggling. 14th in average, 15th in runs, 12th in hits, 22 in home runs, and not stealing bases. 30th, dead last in stolen bases. The San Francisco Giants. Hey, War Dog is here. What's up, War Dog? War Dog says, sad to see the Nationals so low. Yeah, they've hey, like I said, 2 weeks ago they were in a wild card spot. But yeah, the Giants fell 4 spots from last week. They were number 18 and now number 22 this week. So that brings us. So with those 3 teams all fallen, the Giants, Nationals, and Rays all dropped. So some teams had to move up. So here we go. The Cubs moved up 3 spots from last week. Still 5 games under 500 though. Very disappointing season so far for them. Word's starting to come out that they're interested in trading Cody Bellinger, who has an opt-out after the season. So keep an eye on that. 46 and 51, though. 7-3 over their last 10. So definitely playing better heading into the All-Star break. Hey, Spaceman's here. The Chicago Cubs coming in at number 21. The only team that went up 3 or more spots this week. So, guys, out of the 21 through, I'm going to say 21 through 25, because we definitely know, look at 26 through 30. Are any of those teams not necessarily, will they finish in the top 20, but should they be in the top 20 right now? War Dog says Cubs seem to grow a bit over the season. As I wait for your comments coming in, let's march up towards number 15. Coming in. Hey, Richard Carr is here. PAS in chat. Smash them thumbs and free subs. Let's go. Let's go. What's up, Richard? We will be live again today for the Mets and Rockies, ending out the first half of the season. War Dog says, I think maybe the Cubs will be higher next week. Probably won't be much change next week because there's only going to be 2 games. No, 3. Counting today, there will only be 3 games. Sunday, Friday, and Saturday. So, Spaceman says, sad to see the A's move to Vegas. Yeah, that is sad. Agreed. All right, let's start coming up towards the top 15 here. Number 20, up spots from last week. A team that was higher earlier on, was playing much better early in the season, but 4 games under 500 now, but up 2 spots from 22 last week to 20. The Detroit Tigers coming in at number 20. And this is all I have this all set up too for football season and the NHL season. So we'll be doing those rankings as well during the NHL season. Football should be fun. War Dog says this will be interesting to see these rankings after the deadline. I just do my rankings based on record, not based on potential record. So, yeah. What do they call? They're called the Utah. Are they called the Utah hockey team? I think that's what they're called this season. And I shouldn't say. I just heard the replay there. Not just record. There's other things that are factored into wins, losses against good teams, run differential, so stuff like that. Not future outlook, because that's a different story. I definitely think the Cubs, Giants, Toronto will all move up spots. War Dog says nothing beats the Washington football team, best name ever created. Yes, and they are the Utah Hockey Club. Oh, my goodness. Yep, and the local team in your area, the Marlins, are doing horrible. Spaceman, are you originally from up north here? And that's how you're a Yankee fan, or what's the deal? But a team that's up 2 spots this week, 1 game under 500, the Pittsburgh Pirates. A team that's up 2 spots from last week as well. They were 20th last week, up to 18th this week. It'll be interesting to see what they do at the trade deadline. Currently 5 games under 500, the defending world champion Texas Rangers coming in at number 18. Oh, your dad's from New York. Gotcha. Let's keep marching up towards number 15 here before we get into some more comments. Number 17, a team that I predicted this team to win the National League Central this year. They were looking horrible early on, but have started rising up through the rankings here. No change from last week, though. 5 games over 500. The St. Louis Cardinals. But let me come over and look. I want to see where the Cardinals were when we started doing these rankings. St. Louis, the first 3 we didn't start them right away. We've only been doing these for 12 weeks now. So we've been doing these for, I think after the first month of the season we started doing these. So the Cardinals at one point were 27th, and they've been slowly climbing up since. So they got things turned around. I've been a Nationals fan since 2012, says War Dog. one high, and infinite lows have come. All right, the red arrow down means his team has dropped 3 or more spots from last week. Still 2 games over 500, though. I don't know. They're still having problems pitching, but in the top 15 in most categories in hitting, second in average, 11th in runs, first in hits, 11th in home runs, 13th in stolen bases. But their pitching's been dreadful. The San Diego Padres dropped 5 spots from last week. They were number 11. All right. So with Padres dropping 5 spots, some teams had to move up. So let's take a look. The first team that moved up, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the other team from the World Series last year. Arizona coming in at number 15. All right, guys. Once again, thank you all so much for hanging out with us during this live stream. Got the power rankings coming. Feel free to chat it up there with everybody else. So let's look here. 15 through 20. 15 through 20. Do any of those teams, or will any of those teams, finish in the top 10 at the end of the season? Spaceman says, surprised to see the Diamondbacks are rebuilding. Hey, Charles is here. What's going on today, Charles? How are things down in the Bahamas? Missed you yesterday. Hopefully things are okay. I think if they work really hard, the Padres are raw. Charles telling everybody to smash the like button and subscribe for our outstanding content. Thank you, Charles. This is powerful indeed. All right, let's keep coming up. Let's keep coming up towards the number 10 spot once again. Hey, John, Jimmy here. Sorry I missed your game yesterday. I was DJing. No, you told me you were doing that. Never apologize. I'm at work right now, but just want to say hi, everybody. Happy after work for the Mets game. Take care, buddy. All right. I'm sorry, I can't call you Jimmy. I'm just going to keep going with James. Charles says he's great today in paradise. Good stuff. You guys never have to apologize for not being here. Let's keep marching up towards number 10. These 1, 2, 3, 4 teams all moved up one spot. Right now, the Reds, even though 2 games under 500, playing much better, 6-4 over their last 10. When's the Mets game today? The Mets play at 1:30 today. 1:30, War Dog. Bernard's here saying hello. Good afternoon. Let's go Mets. Love it. All the regulars starting to come in. All right, number 14, the Cincinnati Reds. No, there's a stream scheduled. Oh, because I'll be done way before that. I'll be done about an hour before that game starts. So it'll be a different stream. All right, let's keep marching up towards number 11. Number 13 here, my New York Mets coming in at number 13. So the Mets up to number 13. Let's see how many weeks ago it was that they were 25th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, the Mets were 25th. Do you do any sort of pregame show? No. Not this season. Once I can do this full time, I'll start doing more of that stuff. But I do not do that yet. Mr. John, CEO Visioner, as a network moderator, in my humble opinion, prodigal for me to advise accordingly. Oh, had some technical on yesterday. My humble apologies. No worries. Stanley's here saying, hi, John. Mets are playing much better. Yes, they are. This is powerful indeed. Yes. Right now, sitting in that second wild card spot in the National League. I think we're tied with the Cardinals for second and third. Second and third right now. We can look at that when we're done. But coming in at number 12, up one spot from last week. Right now, only a one-game lead in their division over the Astros, the Seattle Mariners. Bernard says, yes, the Mets are on a mission. Let's go. Guys, how big was that? Guys that were in the live stream yesterday, how big was that 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning? Charles says, PAS Network setting the standards in live stream broadcast on the YouTube social media platform. 3 of the 5 NL East are low. What do you mean low? Three of the teams are in the top 15, in the top 13. So they're in the 3 of the 5 teams are in the top half of the league. All right, coming in at number 11 before we get to the top 10. 7-3 over their last 10, up one spot from number 12 last week, the Houston Astros. Even though they are in second place in their division, they have a little bit better power ranking than the Seattle Mariners. And that's because it's not only based on wins and losses. So out of the top 11 through 14 or 15 there, guys, who should be? Should any of those teams be in the top 10? Or will any of those teams finish in the top 10? Huge. Yep, it was huge. That was the turning point in that game for the Mets. Yeah, because they struggled since the second inning, right? They got the 4 runs in the second and then could not hit a lick the rest of the game. So let's wait for some of your comments to come in before we start getting into the top 10. Up to 9 likes on the stream. Thank you all so much for hitting that thumbs up for us. Charles says the Seattle Mariners should be up there. They'll be in the top 10. Well, they got to worry about falling out of the division lead right now. All right, let's keep going up here, guys. Thank you once again. Thank you all so much. We have 12 people watching. 9 likes on the stream. Stanley says if the Mets keep playing well, they'll be in the top 10. And remember, guys, I know it's only on paper. The Mets have the easiest schedule in the second half of the season. Now, it's only the easiest on paper. They still have to play the games. And James says, I think the Mets can get there if bullpen becomes consistent. Charles asking everybody to like, share, invite, subscribe. Let's go. This is powerful indeed. Once again, a lot of you guys familiar with the channel. We're still waiting to hear from our buddy C. Lee in the Houston area. We have not heard from him since the hurricane went through. But we know there's still a lot of power outages and issues down there. So just keep him in your thoughts and your prayers if you do pray. But let's come in 6 through 10. No changes 6 through 10. What's the difference between the vertical stream and the play-by-play reaction? Nothing. One's easier to watch on your phone. It's a different layout. That's the difference. It's a different layout. One looks good vertical, and the other one looks good this way. So if you're on a computer, watch the regular stream. If you're on an iPad or your phone, watch the vertical stream. Charles says, with consistency, the New York Mets can be in the top 10. Yep. All right. But once again, 6 through 10, no changes. But, guys, let me know as we go through these if any of these teams should be in the top 5 or out of the top 10 as well. Coming in at number 10, no change from last week. 10 games over 500 right now. Really only about 4.5 games out of the division lead as well. The Boston Red Sox right now. Red Sox are a surprising team to me. I predicted them to finish last in that division. Maybe not behind Tampa. 4th or 5th. I don't remember what it was. But the Boston Red Sox. Fitzy, who's a big part of our channel here. He does a lot of Boston Red Sox games. I know he's working today. Working on a project at his house. So he probably won't be in the stream. Yep, Red Sox featuring Thomas Fitzpatrick. I think he's going to cover the MLB draft tonight, I think he said. But coming in at number 9, a team that's been in the top 10 all since we've been doing these rankings. This is the team that surprises me that's in the top 10. And I think this is my pick for a team that will drop out of the top 10, the Kansas City Royals. Bernard says, I'm so proud of the Mets, the way they're playing night in and night out. The second half is ours. Let's go Mets. Remember how we were all feeling? After that 10-25 stretch? 11 games under 500 at one point. War Dog says the Red Sox and the Royals are fighting for the wild card. Yep. Charles says, let's continue to keep Seedley in our thoughts as he goes through the hurricane aftermath. Yep. Yes, John, I do remember that. Oh, man, that's why as Met fans, we're kind of skeptical, right? We're kind of like, are we really this good? Spaceman says, I'm a mod in Fitzy's channel. Yep. Number 8, 13 games over 500 right now, 6-4 over their last 10. Number 8 last week as well, the Minnesota Twins. Twins are one of those teams that don't do much in the headlines, but always there in the playoffs, but unfortunately usually can't win a series in the playoffs. A team that has surprised me that they haven't fallen off just because of the injuries they've suffered this year, but 10 games over 500, 5-5 over their last 10, still coming in at number 7, the Atlanta Braves. War Dog says, Spaceman, you're in the Discord a lot, sharing your videos that are right. Yes, guys, we do have a Discord as well, but please do not join. There is a link down below, but please don't join. It's getting deleted this weekend, and I hope to have the new one up and running and with invites going out next week during our live streams. So I'm almost done setting it up. It's really cool. Got some cool things set up as well for you guys. As a Mets fan, I didn't want to be overconfident or get my hopes up, but this team is fun right now. Hopefully they can keep it rolling. And that's the thing, though. That's the issue with all-star breaks, right? Like the Mets are playing so well right now. I don't want the all-star break. Like some other teams right now are looking for the all-star break. The Orioles need the all-star break right now. Just because I'm redoing it, War Dog. I'm redoing my Discord. I didn't like how things were set up, so I just started over. A lot of the stuff's going to be the same, but some cool new stuff added as well. So, some cool. Cam, Overlord CK, are you still here? But I just got to finish setting up all the stuff. I'm almost there. Couple little things I want to add yet, just to have it be a cool hangout spot. Yeah, get my hopes up. I knew what you meant there, James. All right, let's get to number 6 here before we get to the top 5, because we did have a little movement with those top 5 teams. So we'll see what it was. But the Milwaukee Brewers, I thought the Brewers, not that they were going to be terrible this year. I did not expect them to be in the lead in the Central. That's why I picked the Cardinals to win that division this year, because I thought the Brewers were going to fall off. But right now, their hitting is still very good. Fifth in average, 8th in runs. Sixth in hits. Just not hitting home runs. 22, 22nd in home runs, but second in stolen bases. So War Dog says, "Are you and Fitz ever live together?" Yes, we do. During the football season, we do a lot of stuff. And Overlord TK, if he's still here in the chat, that's the Pure Adrenaline team. We did have one more guy that helped start the channel, but unfortunately he passed away. So there were 4 of us. There were 5 of us at one point, but Charles says the St. Louis Cardinals are keeping pace with the Milwaukee Brewers. 54, let's see. 4, 3. Yeah, Cardinals are only 3.5 out. Yes, kind of. The guy that passed away, we were 1 and 2. We started Pure Adrenaline Sports, and we brought Fitzy in and Overlord CK in as well. Bernard says, I remember the Brew Crew fell in the second half last season. Yep, I've helped Fitzy grow his channel. Yeah, I met Fitzy when he had like 52 subscribers. But let's go. We're in the top 5, guys. But let's go. Coming in at number 5, down 1 spot from last week, 3 and 7 over their last 10. Don't know. The injury concerns on the pitching side. This team, I don't know how good this team is. They play in a horrible division, but the Dodgers coming in at number 5. Yeah, you've known Fitzy for over a year, for nearly a year now. Yeah, great kid. All right, coming in at number 4, another team that dropped 1 spot from last week. Right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this team, but 3 and 7 over their last 10, down from number 3 last week to number 4, the Baltimore Orioles. Let's see how close the Orioles and Yankees are. Record-wise, they're technically tied for first. Because what I do is my formula gives out a point system, and the Yankees and Orioles are separated by 0.3 points. Yes, Spaceman says it's fun to see the Dodgers struggle. Yes, it is. Agreed. All right, so with the Dodgers and Orioles both dropping this week, that means somebody had to move up, and that team would be the Yankees right now. But they're still struggling, 4 and 6 over their last 10 as well. But right now, putting a hurting on the Orioles this weekend series, even though the Orioles lead right now 2-1 in today's ball game. So the number 1 and 2 teams are the same from last week. The Cleveland Guardians coming in at number 2. Orioles are ahead by percentage points in the standings. Gotcha. Well, and they have the tie break too. So if they finish with the same record, I believe, what are they? Maybe it's 5-4 now. So maybe they. So a win today is going to be huge, I think. Yeah. So once again, that means the Philadelphia Phillies are in the number 1 spot right now. It's not. Let me see how close it is between 1 and 2. So not close. Not close right now. Cleveland, the Yankees, and Baltimore, and the Dodgers. The top 5 teams, the 2 through 5, are all separated by less than a half a point. That's how close they are. But then there's a big jump up to Philadelphia. So there's a lot of separation between the Phillies and the rest of the field. But guys, top 30. Let us know in the chat what you think. And let's look at the MLB standings right here. All right, Spaceman, we'll see you later. We'll see you later. Got to get going, he says. Well, thank you for hopping in. But we'll look at the standings here before we end our stream. I'm going to redirect everybody over to Fitzy. Hey, L Good's here. Mets up to 13. Yes, sir. Great list so far, by the way. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's come over here. Oh, no, I said Fitzy. I mean Birdwatcher. I'm going to redirect everybody over to Birdwatcher. All right. Let me change my camera here. Whoa. There we go. There we go. Let's zoom in so you guys can see these a little bit better. So look, yep. Okay, so Orioles are ahead by percentage points. Red Sox only 4.5 back, but then the Rays and Toronto both out of it here. The Guardians have a 4.5 game lead over the Twins, 7 over the Royals there. Seattle only a 1 game lead over Houston, a 6 game lead over Texas. So we'll see how far Texas is out of the wild card. Phillies with a big 9.5 game lead over the Braves. Mets are only 3 games behind the Braves. Let's go. Milwaukee, 3.5 game lead over St. Louis, 6.5 over Pittsburgh, 7 over Cincinnati and Chicago. So no team really out of it there in the National League Central, even though 3 of the 5 teams are under 500. And out west, Arizona is 7 back. San Diego is 7 back as well. So good stuff. Let's take a look at the wild card standings before we wrap up here. Guardians, Orioles, and Mariners right now would be the division winners, with the Yankees, Twins, and Red Sox fighting for the wild card spot. Right now, the Boston Red Sox have the 3rd spot, a game over the Royals and 2.5 over the Astros. Well, let me keep going with the chat here. Sorry, guys. Until next stream, peace. PureAdrenaline Sports is the place to be. Thank you so much, Charles. Great work as usual. So, but let's look at the National League, guys. Let's see where our Mets seats currently are. Nice long stream today. Love it. Phillies, Dodgers, and Brewers right now are the 3 division winners. Oh, right now the Cardinals are a half game above us with 1 more win. And we have a 1 game lead over the Diamondbacks, Padres, 2.5 over the Pirates, 3 over the Reds, 4 over the Giants. So still close. So, but like you said, hey, we're only 3 behind the number 1 spot. So look, over the last 10, we've gained 2 on the Braves. So over the next 10, maybe we gain 2 more. Right? War Dog says he's got some stuff to do. See you all at the game. I'll be here and with Fitzy. Thanks for a great stream. Thank you so much, War Dog. So once again, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. Let me know if you're watching on the replay what you think of our rankings. We'll be live in about 50 minutes for the Mets game. So wrapping up the first half of the season. When it ends, it's going to ask you if you want to redirect over to Oriole Birdwatcher. He's doing the Orioles and Yankees game right now. So tell him PAS over, and we'll see everybody later on. Thanks again, everyone.